The biggest reason people stay broke isn't laziness. It's working too hard. Think about it. Overtime shifts. Weekend work. Another paycheck, gone in 2 weeks. You grind harder every month, but your bank account barely moves. Why? Because most people are trapped in something invisible. The hard work loop. It's the system that convinces you the solution to money problems is more effort, when the real solution is different moves. And the most dangerous part? The first sign you're stuck in this loop looks exactly like success. So before you work another extra hour, you need to see how this trap actually works. Most people grow up believing that working longer hours is the secret to personal finance success. Put in overtime, grind harder, stay busy. But the truth from financial psychology is a little uncomfortable. Wealthy people rarely focus on how many hours they worked. They focus on the value they created. In the world of finance tips and how to make money, value always beats time. Think about a character like Tony Stark in the Marvel movies. The guy isn't clocking hours like a typical employee. Instead, he builds technology that solves massive problems, and the value of that solution multiplies his income. That's how money habits at a higher level work. The question shifts from how long did you work today, to what problem did you solve today? Someone working 60 hours a week might earn $60,000 a year. But someone who designs a product, develops a high-income skill, or builds a system could create value that earns $200,000 or more. That's why strong financial education always emphasizes leverage of value. Skills like software development, digital marketing, sales, or AI consulting can dramatically increase how to make money without trading every minute of the day. A simple exercise changes everything. At the end of the day, instead of asking how busy someone was, they ask, what value did I create today? That tiny shift rewires money mindset and personal finance habits over time. And once someone starts seeing the world through value creation instead of time, a surprising second trap appears that keeps many hardworking people stuck, and it has everything to do with the difference between being busy and being focused. A lot of people feel productive because they're constantly busy. Emails, side hustles, random projects, endless to-do lists. At the end of the day they're exhausted, yet their personal finance situation barely moves. That's one of the biggest traps in financial psychology. Being busy feels like progress, but in reality, scattered effort rarely builds real wealth. Look at a show like Suits. Harvey Specter isn't running around doing 100 different things all day. He focuses on the highest value move that changes the entire game. That's exactly how powerful money habits work. Instead of chasing 10 small opportunities, wealthy thinkers lock in on one income skill that dramatically improves their ability in how to make money. For example, someone could spend 1 year mastering high-income skills like sales, coding, digital advertising, or copywriting. Those skills can easily jump income from $40,000 to $100,000 plus because they create measurable value. Strong financial education constantly emphasizes this: focus compounds. Improving one skill by just 1% daily creates a huge edge in personal finance over time. A simple rule helps here. Pick one skill that directly affects income and practice it daily for 60 minutes. That single habit reshapes financial psychology and builds a powerful money mindset. But something interesting happens once income starts improving. Many people still stay broke, not because they earn too little, but because of how they deal with stress and spending. And that shift leads straight into the next lesson. After a long week, most people feel they deserve a reward. New shoes, a nicer dinner, a quick online shopping spree. It feels harmless, even motivating. But financial psychology shows something surprising. Using spending as stress relief quietly sabotages personal finance over time, because the habit trains the brain to connect comfort with consumption instead of growth. A simple comparison shows the difference. In Billions, characters like Bobby Axelrod don't reduce stress by spending on random things. They reduce stress by increasing control over assets. That's a core principle behind powerful money habits. When investments grow, financial pressure drops, and the feeling of stability becomes the real reward. Here's a practical shift that many finance tips recommend. Before upgrading lifestyle, redirect a small portion of money into assets first. Even $200 per month invested into something like the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO, or SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, SPY, can compound dramatically. At an average return near 10% historically, that habit alone can grow into over $150,000 in about 25 years. That's the power of consistent personal finance discipline. The key idea is simple but powerful. Spending removes pressure for a moment, but investing removes pressure for the future. Once someone rewires that habit, the entire approach to how to make money and manage it begins to change. And right when that mindset begins to shift, another hidden difference appears between how most people work and how wealth builders scale their income, and it revolves around leverage. A lot of people believe the fastest way to improve personal finance is simply working more hours. Overtime feels productive. The paycheck grows a little. But financial psychology reveals a hard truth. Time has a ceiling. No matter how strong someone's work ethic is, there are only 24 hours in a day, which means income eventually hits a wall. Think about the difference between an employee and someone building leverage. In Shark Tank, entrepreneurs don't pitch businesses where they must personally work every hour forever. They build systems, products, and ownership that multiply effort. That's the heart of advanced money habits. The goal isn't just working harder, it's making each hour produce more results. Leverage can appear in several forms. Someone in sales earns commissions, which means one deal can equal weeks of salary. A software developer builds an app once and sells it thousands of times. Investors buy shares in companies like Apple Incorporated, AAPL, or Microsoft Corporation, MSFT, and allow those businesses to generate value on their behalf. These are classic examples taught in strong financial education because they show how to make money beyond pure labor. A powerful question begins to guide daily decisions. Is this effort scalable? That question alone starts transforming someone's money mindset. Instead of trading hours endlessly, they start searching for systems, ownership, and compounding opportunities in personal finance. And once leverage enters the picture, something else becomes crucial, because many people still lose financial progress simply due to the way they react to money problems. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, reacting to bills as they come. One late payment triggers stress, a missed opportunity, or even more debt. Financial psychology shows this reactive mindset keeps people stuck. Strong money habits start when every dollar has a purpose before it's spent, not just after the fact. That's how the rich approach personal finance. In shows like Breaking Bad, minus the illegal side, they plan moves carefully. Walter White maximized every resource he had for a clear goal. In real life, planning income, expenses, and investments the same way turns money from a source of stress into a tool for opportunity. That's the core of building a powerful money mindset. A practical step is simple. Create a monthly plan assigning each dollar a mission, investments, savings, and essential expenses first, fund spending last. Even $50 redirected to an index fund or a high-yield savings account compounds over time. Small discipline moves create big changes, showing how financial education isn't theory, it's action. Once this planning habit takes hold, people naturally start thinking ahead instead of reacting. That's when learning from models becomes essential because seeing how others structure decisions accelerates growth. And in the next step, the focus shifts to one of the most overlooked strategies in wealth building, learning from those who've already mastered the game. Most people grind solo, thinking hard work alone is enough. They hustle, struggle, and hope results will come. But financial psychology proves this mindset limits growth. Wealthy people don't just work harder, they learn from those who've already mastered success. Studying models, mentors, and proven systems accelerates personal finance and sharpens money habits like nothing else. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He reads hundreds of pages daily, studies annual letters, and watches market trends carefully. He doesn't guess or improvise. In a way similar to how characters in The Crown analyze every move to gain advantage, Buffett studies patterns, long-term strategies, and emotional control. That's how financial education turns experience into actionable insight. Practical application is straightforward. Identify someone whose financial psychology and money mindset you respect, Maybe Elon Musk, Oprah, or top financial educators, and study their decisions. Read books like The Intelligent Investor or watch detailed case studies. By modeling their approach, small habits compound into a more strategic and efficient path to creating value. Once someone embraces learning from models, patience and long-term thinking start to replace impulsive reactions. It's a mindset shift that changes everything about how money is approached. And that naturally leads to the final principle, where managing what you have wisely sets the stage for exponential growth, something even ancient wisdom backs up. The parable of the talents teaches a lesson that still applies today. The servant who managed his resources wisely was entrusted with more, while the one who wasted his opportunity lost everything. Financial psychology mirrors this. Before chasing big gains, mastering the management of what you already have is critical. Strong money habits start with control and clarity. Think about the character of Chris Gardner in The Pursuit of Happiness. He didn't start rich, he focused on wisely handling every dollar he had, learning skills, and building a foundation before scaling. That's the essence of personal finance. Disciplined stewardship paves the way for bigger opportunities and a powerful money mindset. Practical steps are clear. Track every dollar, create a budget, save and invest consistently. Even managing $1,000 well prepares someone to handle $100,000 later. Consistency beats luck, and each small win compounds over time. This approach is why financial education always stresses starting small but staying disciplined. Mastering stewardship reshapes thinking. It turns money from a source of stress into a tool for growth and freedom. And once this principle is applied, it naturally loops back to the first point, trading time for value, which keeps the cycle of wealth building alive and growing. Remember how overwhelming it felt to compare yourself to others, grinding harder yet seeing little progress? Now you know the only path that truly matters is building a powerful money mindset, creating value, and managing your resources wisely. You've already started reshaping your money habits and personal finance approach. Imagine how much further you can go. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss tips that can transform your relationship with money. Every step you take now compounds, turning small shifts into big results. Think of this as the start of a journey where your money works for you, not the other way around. And if you want to accelerate your growth even faster, check out Holistic Health. Nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life. This guide shows you exactly how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment and take the next step toward financial freedom.